Welcome back to another episode. Today we're just going to take a quick look at the overall market. I'm pretty much in the red right now. You guys can take a quick look at my portfolio size right now. I'm definitely seeing some losses today, but things are getting a bit better, right? Dow right now after lunchtime was during lunchtime it was down pretty much at the bottom after everybody ate, after everybody got happy. It started to pick things back up. Dow right now is only down about 0.15%. Nasdaq is down about 0.58%, but we can see it is a bit higher from the lows that we had earlier today. So in today's episode, I want to take a quick look at what's happening in the market, just share my overall thoughts about long-term investments. Then I want to take a quick look at three stocks that have kind of seen quite a pullback right now and wouldn't mind having them in my watch list at the moment. The first one we're going to take a quick look at is Micron Technologies. This is a semiconductor company. The second one is going to be a gaming company, Activision, and the last one is going to be a software company, Twilio. All these, again, we're going to take a quick overview, see what's happening, and hopefully you guys can get some ideas from this video. So let's get started. If this is your first time here, guys, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and let's get started. So, I mean, right now, there isn't any real news for stock price movements right now. Last week, we did have a strong green movement, which I'm super excited. My portfolio, even though it's down a nice amount, is still much higher there where it was about a week ago. So overall, sometimes this volatility helps out, and sometimes a pullback is needed. Right now, for example, here it says Dow falls for third day as investors grow cautious in September. I did not know September was such a horrible month for anything for us to be cautious, right? Volatility in the market continues to be a thing, and this is the game for long-term investments. So some three tips I want to write down real quick is first, remember long-term investing, volatility comes with the game. We shouldn't expect green days every single day. And obviously today we had, earlier today, it was a little bit more red. I want to say we have to learn how to control those emotions, and that's why due diligence and conviction is very important. There might have been some people that might have sold out at the bottom during noontime, right? When things were pretty red because they didn't do their due diligence, because they didn't do their they don't have enough convictions on the stocks they're own. So that is a very important thing to have here in this investing world. The third thing I want to say is get a buying list. Get a buying list when things go red, and just remember, hey, if things ever go red again, these are some of the few stocks I wouldn't mind keeping an eye out right now. So like I mentioned, today we are going to take a quick look at three stocks that I wouldn't mind putting in my watch list. All right, so the first company we are going to take a quick look at is Micron Technology. This is ticker MU. Out of the three stocks that I'm looking at right now, I only own one of them, and that is Twilio, so full disclosure there. I do want to say all three companies have been in my portfolio at some time in the past. These are just markets I'm very interested in. But before we go any further, guys, let's take a quick listen to today's sponsor, a great reason why I'm able to provide so much free content to you guys. I want to thank the Motley for sponsoring this video. The Motley is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You guys know I love finding new investing tools and resources to help me scout out new growth stocks. And right now I have a discount for one of my favorite services the Fool offers. Through the Motley Fool Stock Advisor services, you get access to a ton of expert stock picks. Every month you'll get 2 new picks that are aimed at growing your wealth and to help you realize your financial goals. Stock Advisor's average stock picks have done amazing returns. If growing your money is something you'd like to do more of this year, you can visit fool.com/Jose Najarro or click on the link below for access to my special offer and decide if the stock advisor is right for you. Thanks again to the Motley Fool, and now onto today's video. All right, so Micron Technology, currently traded under the Nasdaq as ticker MU, is currently sitting at $72, and today alone is down about 2%. But we can see from its 52-week high closing, the stock is down almost 25%, 24.68%. For those not familiar with Micron, they are the creators of memory, of NAND and DRAM. These are, many people just think memories are only used in computers, but no, they're used in everything, every type of electronic, cameras, phones, cars, computers, laptops, anything you can think of, AR sets, VR sets, everything you can think of, some form of memory is used there. So Micron Technology, definitely a market I believe can continue to grow. Right now with this pullback, it seems a bit interesting, definitely something to keep an eye out. So right now we can see, like I mentioned, DRAM and NAND memory chips are used pretty much in nearly everything. One of the major, I want to say, fluctuations of the stock price is the overall price of memory. Memory shifts a lot depending on the overall demand. And there are talks right now that the memory prices might go down. And that's what's kind of driving a bit of the negative downswing in the overall market. I do want to say though, right now, with the way the market is growing, as technology continues to improve in the automotive, in the mobile, in the VR, AR headsets, in everything, right? I do believe this type of demand will continue with some kind of strength in the future. Obviously, it's not going to be an ultimate straight line, but I do believe the fluctuations it normally experience is not going to be the same as has been historically. I want to say another thing with this kind of negativity of pricing of memory kind of going down, you kind of seen a lot of analysts kind of drop down in prices. We can see this one went down to 100 from 110. This one went from 95 from 110. This one went down to 100 from 135. So overall, all those are still higher than where the stock price is at right now. Right now, sitting at $72. But that form of negative bearish sentiment towards stock price continues to kind of add on to this bearish fuel. And like I mentioned, some analysts believe that winter is coming for Micron technology and for some other memory comes because of the overall pricing environment. So overall, I do want to say Micron can continue to see volatile markets as it progresses, but the market is definitely one that's very, very strong. And for long-term investors, obviously volatility will be there, but I do believe in the future this company can be at a lot higher prices than where it's at right now. They are also expected to report earnings on September 28th. I can't believe we're already almost back to earnings season. Just a few more weeks. We still are at the tail end. Micron is one of the first few companies to report though. So now the second company I want to take a quick look at is Activision. Activision right now is actually up 2%. This one is pretty interesting. I do want to say it probably has to do with the overall Delta variant right now. People might believe that the gaming world is coming back up as more lockdowns might continue. But we can see from its 52-week high closing, the stock is down 22.78%. And both Micron and Activision, right, these are big companies and still down over 20% from 52-week highs. That is insane in my opinion. So Activision, right? One of the biggest reasons for some of these downturns, and we're going to take a quick look at some of the good things. But first, China's video game rules, a nice amount of games, they kind of license some of their games to other players in China, which allow them to play. So they're kind of seeing that negativity in the Chinese market right now, which is kind of bringing some form of bearish to a lot of video gaming companies. We also have seen some few analysts either downgrade or reiterate price. For example, this one downgraded from a buy down to a hold. This one downgraded their price to $108 from $120. So again, the overall bearish sentiment, this one to $110 down from $120, and this one to $112 from $119. One thing though I do want to say is Activision right now is still sitting at $80, way below those price targets. Another bearish sentiment I want to say with Activision right now is the overall lawsuit kind of happening with leadership in the Blizzard department. That's still something ongoing, and another reason that can be creating some form of negative downturn in the company. And we're going to take a quick look at valuation metrics in a bit just to show how cheap things are looking. But another thing, we can see Activision, some of the good here in the United States in the overall Google Play market. We can see Candy Crush, which is owned by Activision, is the number 3 grossing game in America. We can see Call of Duty, which is owned by Activision, is number 18. And Call of Duty and Blizzard right now own a lot of great titles. They just released a new Call of Duty game, Vanguard, I believe it's called. They're continuing to release great platforms for their World of Warcraft franchise and their overall Blizzard franchise. So there's still plenty and growth for this company. The third one I wanted to take a quick look at is Twilio. So this is traded on the New York Stock Exchange as ticker TWLO. We can see from its right now, it's down about 1.7%. It was definitely better buying opportunities around noon. Things kind of pulled up a nice amount since there. But from its 52-week high, the stock is still down about 20%. This is another super cap company, right? Market cap of about $62.6 billion. So these are not small players that I'm talking about today. So Twilio, if you guys are not familiar, they kind of have solutions to help companies kind of develop their own communication applications. So if you want to create an application that has things like video, SMS, voice, email, and all those other stuff, Twilio is the platform to come and build that application. So it's very, very a smart move. Another thing is Twilio on August 19th, they kind of created a new CDP, and CDP is Customer Data Platform Developer Kits. So there are a few kind of companies right now that kind of sell CDP products, but unfortunately Twilio mentions that, hey, CDP products are great, but from when you can be able to buy them online, but they don't kind of meet every requirement that you need. So Twilio kind of developed a developer kit for their CDP platform. So now if a company wants to create their own CDP, they can kind of come to Twilio, get that developer kit and build it to their own needs, which I think is pretty impressive. If we take a look at their most recent earnings, this company revenue grew 67% compared to the same time last year. And their expected revenue is higher. The expected revenue for the new quarter of Q3 is much higher than what analysts expected. So this company has definitely seen quite a pullback. I do want to say some of these stocks were a bit overvalued earlier on, but now if we take a quick look at technicals, right, Activision right now, I do want to say, wow, I have a big mess here. I do want to say Activision is definitely sitting at very attractive levels, not overextended. Twilio, very similar as well, not overextended at all. And Micron Technology, not overextended at all. Obviously, volatility can continue to play here. Stock prices can continue to go down, but I do believe a good portion of the risk has been eliminated. If we take a look at forward EV to EBITDA ratio, I want to start off with Activision. Activision right now is sitting about 14.7. These are levels kind of seen in early summer of 2020, so about a year ago. So this company has improved a lot compared to a year ago, and still forward EV to EBITDA is sitting at those levels. Then we have Micron Technology sitting at about 3.8 right now. Obviously this one can change dramatically depending on the pricing of memory, but if we look at the current values right now, this is almost the cheapest levels it's ever been in the past year and a half, or almost 2 years. Twilio is probably the only one a little bit higher. It's nowhere near its peak, but it's nowhere near, I want to say, completely undervalued like these other two players have seen right now. But regardless, I do want to say all these stocks are looking amazing right now. And let me know in the comments below, are you guys excited about any of these companies? Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.